Bible tells a story that a man comes up to Jesus and says, "Good teacher, what must I do to be saved?" And Jesus turns this question back on its head and he says, "Why do you call me good? There's only one who's good. There's only one who's good." Now think about that for a second. Most of the people in the world, whether they go to church or not, are going to say, if you're a good person, God's going to let you into heaven. I think there's something inside of us that always, that's like our go-to answer for that. If I'm a good person, God's going to let me in. But if we take the Bible for what it says and we take Jesus' words for it, that could be true. God isn't going to keep any good people out. I wouldn't deny that God's going to let good people into heaven, but if I take the Bible on its word, I don't make the cut. I'm not good enough to make it in on my own strength, my own merits. That's the bad news. The bad news is there's only one who's good, and it's not me. The disciples once asked Jesus, who then can be saved? Like, if we don't make the cut, if the best of us doesn't make the cut, then who gets in? How do we get in? And Jesus answers the heart of what we believe in. With man, this is impossible. But with God, everything is possible. Even though I'm not good enough to make it in, that doesn't mean I can't make it in. We need to repent of the idea that God owes us something. When I first came to know the Lord, I was just floored by the idea that God himself, the creator of heaven and earth, cares enough about me to make himself known. God paid the price. God came down into my life. God came down into the whole world. And he offered up his own son, the only one who is good, in my place. As I understand that message, as I try to tell people about it, that it's not just about being a good person. It's about understanding the only person who's truly good and following him. No. You don't have to cancel it. I'm just
Okay.
Keep going for it. Okay. Everything before, there's always something new I liked. I just didn't know where to go from there. This guy said, okay. Somewhere around the rich young ruler story, I was trying, nah. The Bible tells a story. Go read it yourself.